Welcome back. We're here after Penn State defeated Indiana 33-24 thanks to a late touchdown pass by Drew Aller, followed by a safety because no one could recover a fumble. It was tied with just a few minutes left in the game. Indiana came back in the fourth quarter. Joel, what were your thoughts on this game?
I thought the defense played its worst game of the season, and that includes the game against Ohio State. I think Indiana was a little bit short of Ohio State's yardage total, but obviously scored more points than the Buckeyes did. So a pretty poor performance, I thought, from the defense today. They came into the game leading the country in yards allowed, and Indiana's not a great offense. So anytime you give up 24 points to them, it's probably not a good showing.
Yeah, Indiana coming into this was actually the worst scoring offense in the Big Ten. I think they're only scoring about 17 points per game. And they come in here and they score the most points Penn State has allowed. And a lot of that, two of those touchdowns were, just one play, broken coverage drives, which kind of kept them in the game for the first half. And then in the second half, they put together some extended drives that, especially in the fourth quarter, led to points. Beyond that, I think the storyline is going to be Drew Aller's interception. It was his first career interception. Came at a horrible time. It was probably the worst time he could have thrown it. But he bounced back and, tossed a 57-yard touchdown pass to Keandre Lambert-Smith. Do you think, in a way, that interception could benefit Drew Aller?
Yeah, I think it could. I mean, anytime you don't have an interception, he was obviously aware of it. I think Franklin said at his press conference that broke the NCAA record for most pass attempts without an interception to start a career. So I feel like he was obviously playing very, very careful with the ball, trying to do his job to protect it, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it also limits the amount of risks he's going to be taking. And then we saw in the touchdown, it was obviously a deep ball. It was a bomb down the sideline to Keandre. I mean, maybe he's not willing to take that risk if he's still trying to be super careful with the ball. They were kind of forced to push it downfield there late in the game. But yeah, he got the touchdown off of it. And I mean, now that that's kind of off his chest, he doesn't have to worry about that, that 0 interceptions thing. Maybe he can just focus more on getting the ball where it needs to go and connecting on more of those deep plays.
Yeah, I totally agree. It wasn't the best game for anybody or for any side of the ball for Penn State today. But they did get the win, which
special teams is good.
Yeah, special teams Falcons missed a field goal.
That's true.
So
and they had they had
the punt return called back.
That was that was wild.
A win is a win. They were able to pull out the win. Last week after Ohio State, James Franklin kind of said, we can't have 2 losses in a row and have the first loss to Ohio State catch up to us. And it was not a pretty performance, but they were able to pull out the victory, which is the bottom line. That's the only stat that matters. And Joel, what do you think a win today does moving forward?
I mean, 1 loss isn't going to eliminate you from the playoffs. We see every year there's at least one loss team getting in, but 2 losses, no team has ever made it to the playoffs with 2 losses. So obviously you have to be really careful now. I mean, Penn State's back is kind of against the wall, but there's still a chance. There's still a path. Obviously you're going to have to probably take down Michigan, which is a big task. And right now it doesn't look like that's going to happen. But I mean, if the offense can figure some things out and the defense gets back to its best, then it's certainly possible. So they definitely kept those dreams alive today.
Yeah, that's all from us here. Penn State got the win. They're going to be away next week to take on Maryland, and then after that they'll return home. But I'm Zach Allen.
I'm Joel Haas.
And you can follow us on Twitter at PSU Footblog and follow our coverage at PSUcollegian.com.